Aloha and welcome to Monday. Yes, it's the start of a work week. Unless you had to work the weekend, then yeah, you've kind of been stuck with a weekend the whole time. So, with a whole week and all that, yeah. How are y'all doing, gang? Okay, kebabs are in the dogs. That should give us a few minutes here. So, if not, mom cut up treats. We're set. So, anyhow, I hope everyone had an awesome. Wow, I feel like I'm sitting lower than normal. Wonder if I lowered my chair sometime. So, but I hope y'all have had an awesome weekend. It was crazy. We didn't have a show this weekend. Okay, so no craft shows this weekend, but we did game day on Saturday and we played three different games, I think it turned out. I got home at about 3:15 in the morning. So yeah, we had fun. So I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. Busy, busy, busy. You don't know if you're coming or going, but it's really been good. So, and I go on cruise in just about 2.5, 3 weeks. But who do we have in chat? Who do we have in chat? First of all, I can't highlight it because StreamYard doesn't like to do this, but congratulations, Miss Sleuth, for your 5 months. 5 months as a member, guys. All of you guys who are members, I really thank you so much. I'm working right now on some ideas. I'm hoping, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. I'm going to do some live shorts, lives, recorded lives, also recorded videos while I'm on my cruise. I'm trying to get the higher level of internet, and if you're a member, you're going to have access to that. So the cruise updates will be going to the members. I will do updates picture-wise and all that, but I think I'm going to do the videos for anyone who is a member because, guys, I really do appreciate y'all. Those of you who are members, I really do appreciate you guys so much. And I know I don't say it enough. So I really wanted to do something special. So I thought, while we're cruising around Greece, that might be something I can share with you guys, share the whole trip with you guys. So thank you. So thank you, Sleuth, for your 5 months. And then we have Butterfly Kisses was first in chat after Sleuth did her little thing. So hello, Butterfly Kisses. I hope you're doing good. I know I just sent you a met. We were just talking back and forth a little bit before we started. So I'm hoping your day continues to go good. And BC is here. BC, by the way, Sleuth, the story we are going to talk about today is actually a case that I got from your chat, thanks to dear BC typing up some awesome ideas. And this one does not have a lot of information about it, but it is a current missing case that hopefully we can talk to the mother. Hopefully she'll find her way to this video or one of the messages from her family and come home. And also, thank you, BC, for that. And I think I just saw Chris. Didn't I see Chris? Yeah, there's Chris. Chris, yes, we're working also on a few things. Hopefully Thursday, I'm going to work on writing some of that ahead of time. If I write my cold case stuff ahead of time, it might work better. So, yeah. So, okay, we got people there. So, what I'm going to do first is take a drink. I just told Butterfly Kisses I was getting my third cup of coffee right before we went live. And it's hot, really hot. And I never realized how hot my Keurig can make water, but it does do it. So, but we're going to do something a little different today. I've got a couple different things. Okay, not only do I want to cover the case of the threesome, the mom and her two daughters that you're seeing up there, Anissa, Chelsea, and Georgia Sprouse. After we talk about her case, I want to talk to you a little bit about, you guys, today's Memorial Day. It's a very special day for many of us who have loved ones who are in the military, or were in the military, who may have lost our loved ones through the military. And I wanted to talk about some things that have come together over the last 5 years or so, actually longer than that now. The military has been doing a lot to identify the missing. There's a lot of missing people. You don't want pictures of AK Loca, Chris. You don't want pictures. Me in a swimsuit, you definitely don't want those pictures, but the rest of them should be good. So, hey, here she goes is here. And Grandma Sherry, love you, my dear. And I love you guys. But yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it because there's a lot of missing in action. And then there's a lot of killed in action that we don't know who they are, unknown soldiers. And the military has been doing a lot of work trying to identify them. And they've done an amazing job. And I wanted to share some of that story with you guys and in the live today, which is something special for just to say thank you to all the military out there and all the families and friends and all who have lost someone over the years while they were in service or even after. Okay, due to what happened during service time. Hello, Isabella in my Twitch department. Yes, we got Twitch. Oh, yep, there's the second viewer. And also, we will be hitting that as soon as we're done. However, let's see. Yeah, Memorial Day for everyone in the U.S. And you know what? I know it's a U.S. holiday, but I know there's people who have died in action across the whole world in many wars. So hearts out to all of them and their families also. So let's start actually with our missing case for today. Guys, this is Anissa Sprouse. Anissa is 26 years old, and this is a picture of her and her two daughters. Now, the three of them have gone missing. As you can see from here, they've been missing for a little while now. They went missing on May 13th, so it's been a little while that they've been missing now. There's a lot of moving parts in this. We're going to go through some of the stuff that's being said on different sides of families and things like that. But you guys know how I feel about things. There's facts. Even in the most emotionally charged case, things come down to the facts. Things come down to the safety and security of those people who are at risk. And whether she ran off with them to make sure that the children were safe, when children are out on the run, they're not safe. That's something we recognize very, very quickly, is that they're not safe. So I did want to, in fact, one of the first things I'm going to start off with this time is actually a message from her sister. And so I'm also I may be updating this poster. There is no information on eye color, height, weight, and things like that. And I think, for example, Anissa has blue eyes, it looks like, but I'm not absolutely positive. So if I get that, I will update posters and all. However, this is a case of a family who is dealing with mental health issues. That's number one. Okay, one of the things that is coming out of this is that Anissa's husband is fighting his own demons right now. And she most likely made the decision to get to safety and get her children safe by running. But right now, her whole family, everyone involved wants them back. Okay, they want to have her back. They want to have the two little adorable kiddos here back. So what I do want to start with is this, because we never know if Anissa or any of the missing happen to come across our videos. And Anissa's sister wrote a little message to her that we were able to find on Facebook. And I wanted to start with that. And because when it comes down to it, the family wants to have her, Chelsea and Georgia, back where they know it's safe. And then they can make sure, no matter what is going on, that there is safety. Okay, so you can see the picture here, just a couple things here within this. Let me first move that over there. Thank you. I can read now. Yes, so her sister had said, Anissa, if you do see this message, please know that you have support. The police are aware of all that we know, but they need you for the rest. They have ways to keep you safe and allow you to be home with us at the same time. We are begging you to at least reach out to us. Let us know you and the girls are safe. Even if you still feel like us not knowing where you are is the best decision, please just let us know that you are okay somehow. We want to help. I know you thought us not knowing anything would keep us safe, but it isn't making a difference. They're still making their rounds, so please just let us help you. I want to hug my nieces again and hear you laugh at all the ridiculousness our kids got into. We love you, Anissa. Our hearts are hurting, imagining all the things you've gone through and are going through now. We love you and Chelsea and Georgia so much. One phone call, please. I wanted to start with that, guys, because with everything going on right now, we all know the safest place is where family and all can help. Okay, we don't know what happened. Okay, of course, we all know there's usually two sides to every story. And we're going to talk here, even her husband's husband's mother wrote a message also. And I want to go through all those and try to keep this as fact-based as possible. I think we definitely are dealing with mental health issues right now, and we need to make sure that these kiddos are safe, that they have their grandparents with them, okay, to give them hugs, their aunties, their cousins, all that. So I am going to move forward here with some of these pictures, because one of the things that I came across with this is these kids are adored by many, many people. We talk about how sometimes there's very little information. Sometimes there's very little pictures, and those usually go hand in hand. Very little information, very little pictures go hand in hand. Not in this case. There's not a lot of information on this case, guys. I'll be honest. Fact-based information, there's very little, other than she was last seen at a house in the county she lived in. Okay, very little information outside of that. But what does happen is there are tons of people who love her, love these kids. They're posting pictures of them, making sure everyone knows what they look like. And that's why if I get more information with height, weights, things like that, I'll update the posters and all that. So, but as you can see here, okay, we are talking about a 5-year-old little girl and a 1-year-old little girl and their mom. So anyone who is a parent knows dealing with a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old, her hands are full right now. Her hands are definitely full right now. And on top of that, trying to have to ensure that you are not in eyesight of things and all. So there's a chance that people may see her and not see the children. That's why it's important for us to look at all of this. She could be with other people. We don't know right now. And but we need to keep the little cuties here. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago, 100%. Yeah, the pictures on this, they're everywhere, and they are adorable. These, oh my God, these kids are adorable. This picture here that you're seeing is actually Chelsea with her grandmother. Now, this is, if I'm getting this correct, this is actually her grandmother on her dad's side. And her paternal grandmother is posting tons of photos. Okay, it's hard when you're dealing with mental health and it being a loved one. Okay, you love your child, even if there is a mental health issue going on. Okay, whether it's true or not, we don't know actually exactly extensive things and how things affected things. All we know for sure is these kids are missing, and she is hopefully with them and can bring them home. And but their grandmother, paternal grandmother, wrote the following message in Facebook, trying to clarify some things that were going on out there, because we do know rumor mill can go crazy out there. They'd live behind me, honey. So she was responding to someone. There was someone who was responding about things. Actually, let me do this before we go on to this to give you an idea of what else is going on. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I had all this stuff together. Where did it? There it is. So their father, as I mentioned, is bipolar. Whether it's controlled or not with medications or whatever, we don't know. Okay. We can guess things like that, but we don't know the downright truth. What it does sound like, it was a relationship where you were dealing with the out. Okay, if you've ever dealt with someone who is dealing with manic episodes and stuff like that, it can be hard. It can be hard. And I don't know, was there any issues with DV or anything? Those are things that the police, okay, they are the ones who are going to focus on that. We need to bring them home. However, their father did write a message on May 23rd, and I am going to read this. I decided not to actually show it because it is long. I'll be honest with you guys, it's very hard to read because there's a lot of typos, and you can see it was stream of conscious thinking. But it gives us an idea of what's kind of going on right now. Okay, headspace, things like that. This is not being done whatsoever to make him look bad or anything like that. We don't know where the truth is on anything right now. Okay. But he wrote a comment just saying, first off, I want to start off by telling my beautiful wife, Anissa, and her family, my family, which to be honest, both families need to get our problems worked out so we can become a whole family and get our acts together for better good of everyone. I'm sorry how sorry I am for any pain or hard feeling I put them through, to be honest. On my birthday, I was feeling like life was dealing with way more than a lot. I never felt more crushed, unless heartbreak, helpless, and angry in my life. So I took an anger-infused walk through the woods, and almost 2 hours straight, I cussed God, asking, why me? Why am I so unlovable? Why am I always that? Seemed to get hit with demons, addictions, burden after burden. Like, I don't know why people say my anger is something to fear. So what you're going to see here, and I'm being I don't want this to cover because I do know the way that I'm reading this is a guy who's trying to work through his emotions right now. Okay. Oh boy, Sleuth, you've got something going on. Oh boy, fun. So if people want to see the full thing, I'm definitely willing to share. What I can tell from reading this is there definitely is some bipolar issues that were going on there, arguments. Okay. And I'm sure that affected their marital life. Okay. I see you, girl. Oh my God, Sleuth. And also, but watching that, yes, some people started getting concerns, okay, about, okay, life and things like that, what happened at the time. This was put out after the fact. But because of that, people started doing their own filling in blanks and stuff like that. Yet, one of the things I'm definitely getting from this is the families are like, no, they really feel she did run. I guess there are possibilities in the past where that may have had something. Okay, she has done something like this before, not to this degree though. And the problem comes here. They've been gone so long. We need to get them back and get them safe. So this is here. He does have a psychiatrist he works with and things like that. So hopefully they're working through their issues. But because of this, a lot of people have been pointing fingers in different directions, and his mother has had to truly stand up, and she was very involved in the children's lives and all, and she wanted to make sure that people were seeing the full story as to how it actually was going on. So let's take it back here and go back to this message now that you kind of have that background. So she was responding to someone who was talking about all those different things. And she said, they'd live behind me, honey. And the girls basically lived in my home. And I would never let anything go down that would harm my little grandbabies. I never let anything go down to harm her. She's married to my son, been here 6 years, and you don't know this person for us. I understand. I do. I'm a grandmother, a mom, and I'm desperately looking for my little grandchildren. And I think this is what's important, guys. She continues to bring it back to her grandchildren. The same way, okay, Anissa's family is bringing it back to the kids. The kids need to come home where we know they are safe. Too many things happen when someone's out on the run. And there are other ways allowing family to step up and help. And your family's there wanting to help. She's done this to us before. 3 years ago, she took off with a guy with my oldest granddaughter. And my son found her. It wasn't a good situation when he found her. And my son is bipolar. And my son came home and shot himself over her. So there's definitely some very serious possibilities in the past. And that's why allowing law enforcement to help make sure the kids are safe at this point. And so please, honey, understand we are concerned about their safety. Okay, don't put yourself before you do your children, and you don't get out of here and run and take children from the only home they've been used to. She worked with me every day. I took her to work, I picked her up, and I kept my little granddaughters with me at all times. This is a hard situation, not knowing if they're safe or not. I'm not on here, don't want to be bashing anybody. Nobody's perfect in no way or no fashion is anybody perfect. But I have two little granddaughters out there I'm hoping and praying are safe and not in harm's way. So if you want to please say a prayer that they're safe and they come home, thank you. And that's, guys, one reason why I'm trying to keep this focused on the facts here. The facts that these adorable kiddos have gone missing at this point. And we need to do whatever we can to get their faces out there so that they can be brought home. And what law enforcement will step in, they'll make sure the kids are safe. No, grandmothers are going to make sure that their grandkids are safe. In this case, I'm looking at the behaviors of these grandparents, and they all love these kids, and they want to make sure they're safe. And so next here, so this is the rest of, at the beginning of the live, I talked about a little message that Anissa's sister had for her. This is the rest of that message. Okay, I kind of started at just the message to her, but the rest that her sister had said was, this was 4 days ago. We are a week and a half in and still no word from my sister. I am still in disbelief that this is what she thought she had to do to protect herself and her babies. I'd just like to remind everyone that no one knows just how bad things were. Her own family doesn't even know the extent of it. My sweet sister tried to hide it from everyone because she didn't want to be a burden. The things we do know about are absolutely frightening. Hello, Princess Megan. I am not sharing this post for sympathy. I am sharing it in hopes that she will see this somehow and know that she has people in her corner. There are so many people who have rallied together on her side. My sister talked of doing something like this as a last resort. We never thought she would actually have to leave and hide in order to be safe. And guys, this is something, in fact, Sleuth and I had this discussion maybe about a week ago, I think we had it, that when you have family members, there are actually cases. I'm not saying this is a case or this isn't a case, but there really are cases out there where a parent feels like their last resort is to run with their child. Okay, those cases are out there. The thing is, a lot of times we don't know what we don't know. Okay, we know as a parent in that situation, you know the danger of being where you are right there. You don't know the danger of what could happen by running, things like that, and all the lives that become affected by this. So I gather at this point, okay, looking at this, family on both sides want to have the two girls back. They want to make sure that they protect these girls just as much as their mom wants to. So I'm hoping Anissa will get one of the messages from the family and realize, okay, it's now time for me to come home, or even make that phone call, letting everyone know you're fine. Because the problem is right now, when it's been, almost 2 weeks since they went missing, the 13th. Yeah, it's past 2 weeks now. People don't ever know what actually is happening, and they want to make sure you guys are safe, that you guys haven't been hurt or anything like that. So it's important that we remember that and continue. Okay, call them up, let them know. Now, the other thing that came up with this that I wanted to mention here is this message here. Okay, The family is extremely concerned. A lot of times we know how the internet works. People have information to share. They share it on the internet rather than going straight to the police. Now, guys, if this is a case of she and her children being in danger potentially, okay, let the police know so they can ensure that she is safe with the information rather than sharing that out in a general public. That's why I'm trying to be very careful about even what I'm sharing here, and I'm trying to just share the facts. But for those people who happen to know her or may have spoken with her or have information, her sister and family are asking if anyone has any information about that, please don't share it on the internet. Don't share it with anyone other than the police. Okay, everyone's worried about them, but we do know she left to make sure she and the girls were safe. Okay, and that's the thing. You're finding this balance between things. Okay, and yes, you know what? It's very possible that that's actually what's going on here, and trying to ensure that those decisions happen in that way because she's running on adrenaline right now anytime someone. But we've also seen cases where someone goes on the run, and you're now talking about possible vigilante behaviors out there where people all of a sudden see something and they might see one of these cuties and take things into their own hands. Okay, we've seen cases where someone, has their children in the vehicle and police see the vehicle and you have a high-speed chase and something happens. So that's why calling the police, calling family, and making sure the children are safe at this point is so important. So, like I said, there's very little information on this right now as to what all happened leading up to it. We can kind of develop our own thoughts and ideas on it. However, we don't know the specifics of any of that. But what we can do is share the pictures because someone out there is seeing these children. They are seeing, Anissa, and hopefully we can actually get them all safe, including Anissa, because coming home may not be the best, safest place for her either. But maybe there's something that police and all can work with her on to make sure that there's safety moving forward. So just wanted to share that one. So if I do have an update on the poster, I will share that with you guys. However, at this point, what I wanted to do is actually change our subject a little bit here. As you guys all know, hey guys, stop it. Today is Memorial Day week, and this is that day that we celebrate so much. Sorry, hit the wrong button. Here we go. And I wanted to talk to all of you guys about a special group of missing. Okay, we all know as military, our military, there are so many people who are missing in action, killed in action. And a lot of times we remember on Memorial Day the people that have a name. People like my dad, people like so many of the other fathers, sons, brothers, wives, sisters out there right now. We know those names, but we forget about the missing out there. Those that, sorry, puppy, those that maybe they have been buried, but family never found out. Okay, they are missing right now. And the police actually, this is a story that hit my heart. It's an older story from 2017. And, but I wanted to share it with you guys because back in 2017, we talk all the time here when you're talking about the missing, especially cold cases. Okay, for those of you very involved in cold cases, DNA is central to so much of the positive outcomes in missing cases. Okay, we're able to use DNA to put our fingers on things, to identify bodies once they are found, things like that. And military decided to use that. So what you're looking at here is actually Punchbowl Cemetery in Hawaii. Punchbowl Cemetery is gorgeous. It's actually where my dad is buried. And what they started to do was starting to dig up some of the unidentified soldiers. I am going to read part of this story because there's a lot of names I can never remember on this one, but military and veteran affair officials are digging up the remains. Back 2017, 94 unidentified Marines and sailors. There was a small island out in the Pacific that was the site of one of World War II's worst battles. Okay, really bad Battle of Tarawa in 1943, killed numerous people. Hey, B10, welcome, 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 B10. Hope you're having a good day. Over 990 U.S. Marines were killed and 30 U.S. sailors. This was a 3-day battle that occurred out in the middle of the Pacific on an island. And of those 990 people, 1,020 people, and okay, you guys stop it. Okay, 550 were not identified as of 5 years ago. They were interred at Punchbowl, and there's many other locations with the same thing with other battles, but they were interred at Punchbowl. And in fact, myself, when I see my dad, there are actually 2 unidentified sailors from Pearl Harbor that are touching my dad's gravesite, one below and one to the right. And these are people that will, for the rest of eternity, probably be missing to their families. And they deserve their name to be told. So back in October of 2016, the military started digging up a number of these grave sites. So you can see here, they were done with full honors. Okay, this actually here, this being dug up here was actually right next to where my dad is buried. And they would disinter them, pull up the casket, and things were sent. They'd take DNA, re-put them in and all, and then the DNA was being checked out to see could they recognize who people were. They were asking family members to provide DNA, things like of their own, so they could get familial connections and stuff like that. As it says here, 400 unknown people from the USS Oklahoma. There are so many missing military. So on a day like this that we are honoring those who did give up their life, it's important for us to remember how many people are still officially missing. What did come out of this, and one of the reasons why it's become such an important thing for me is, and I'm going to pull this back here, is the area where my dad was buried, like I said, had many of these people in it. And when my dad passed away, and I'm going to pull this up right now. When my dad passed away, he wanted to be buried at Punchbowl. He was 30 years in the Army. Sorry, this is going to be more of a personal connection with the missing here, and how what we've done to identify these people has made a difference in other people's lives. At the time my dad died, 30 years, he died due to Agent Orange. It gave him a disease that he died of. He was 100% VA based off of it. He wanted to be buried at Punchbowl. He did not want it to be ashes. He wanted to be buried. My brother and I called, and there was nowhere left in Punchbowl for him to be buried. Okay, no, it's like, sorry, all we have left is places for ashes, urns, things like that. And no problem, Butterfly Kisses. Take care, my dear. And I wanted to share these pictures of you guys and with you guys. That was my dad's only wish. All of a sudden, we got a call the day after he passed away. And in this call, we found out that they had identified one of the soldiers that had been missing. He had been from the Arizona, and they identified him, and the family, when they identify someone, they're given the choice. You can keep them interred there at Punchbowl, or you could have them sent back to their home area. And this family chose to actually have their loved one's ashes body sent back to the mainland. And that opened up a spot. And my dad was actually able to get that spot. So it's something every Memorial Day weekend, I can't help but think about the missing because of all these people. I remember having talks with my family about how amazing this family had gone through decades upon decades, knowing that their loved one was probably gone, but not knowing, was he at the bottom of the ocean? Okay, what happened? All those things, all those questions that when we know someone's most likely gone, but we don't have anywhere to go. We talk about this all the time, right, gang? We talk about children that we all know are gone, but we don't have their remains where we could actually sit with them. Okay, their families can sit with them and pay them the respects, to have dinner with them, okay, by sitting at the cemetery with them. Because children like the West Boys, okay, like Ariel, that we know are missing, okay, this is the same thing here. And in this case, so many have been found because of DNA. And it's something that, remembering it as we go through these Memorial Days, it's not just the people that we see with a name on their headstone. It's the people that their loved ones just know they're out there somewhere. And it's amazing each time I hear. And I remember a time back in 2017, and okay, right after, it would hit the news. Every couple of weeks you'd hear, oh, a new soldier has been identified. And also, yeah, Sleuth, it is just not knowing or question those remains every year. And I actually, my family, okay, we go to, you saw that one picture that literally is about 3 spaces away from where Dad is buried. And my brother and I will go over there and we'll pay our respects over to these unknown soldiers. They're everywhere. So we all adopt them. Each and every one of us can adopt them because they did give their lives for us in the end. And so it's really Memorial Day. I know so many, I don't know how many of you that are in chat right now have a connection to a soldier, to a person who died due to their time in the military, killed in action, died due to diseases afterwards. Okay, there's so many people from Vietnam that because of Agent Orange and other things, okay, it changed their whole life after that when they came home. Okay, Memorial Day, I even go as far as those who've been affected by PTSD and stuff, because the person that they were before the war is gone. And these people deserve the respect and the honor for everything that they gave us. And I want to finish today with something I came across. As you guys can tell, this time of year is hard. It's definitely hard. Sharing the pictures there of my family right now. Harry's dead. Sleuth Mom, thank you so much. I was wondering if how many other people were affected as vets and all. He had health conditions because of his service that led him to passing when Harry was a teen. And that's it. So many of us. Okay, I hear it all every day. Okay, around this time, you're in chats and people will talk about their loved ones who passed away. And so thank you for not just Harry's dad, but the whole family whose lives were changed due to it. And it's a hard time. I mean, I look at pictures here. I see my dad healthy in so many of them. Then I come to the one on the bottom right that was literally within a couple weeks before he passed away. And you remember these people and you remember what they went through to ensure that we were safe, to ensure that we could live the lives that we want to live. So what I came across earlier, I was trying to figure out what I could do to just end this life. Okay, remembering our military, remembering those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, the families who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And I came across this, and it's amazing because a couple weeks ago, I was at a craft fair, and I bought a bunch of coffee. This company literally was donating coffee all weekend for us. Everyone that was vending got free coffee all weekend. And it was this company, Black Rifle Coffee Company. And it was amazing coffee. And when I pulled up videos earlier today, all of a sudden, here's this one from that company. And what I want to do is just finish today's live with this short video. It's about 2 minutes. If you guys can join me for that 2 minutes. Just honoring our soldiers that have lost their life and the effect it has on so many other lives.
This Memorial Day, we celebrate their courage.
Hi, Grandpa!
Hi, Allie! Come on.
Mommy, I drew you a picture. Here's you. Here's Daddy. See, Rooster's happy because I gave him extra treats. Just don't tell Daddy. Just so you know, I love you and I miss you. This is Daddy. This is me. And this is Mommy.
You smile? Maybe. You never smile for Daddy. There we go. She's gorgeous.
Look at Daddy.
Hey. What? Oh, there we go.
Guys, there are so many people that I saw that, and when I saw it, I remember growing up as a military daughter. I was lucky. I grew up at a time without war. The worst things I ever got was my dad actually had to leave for about 2 months for training exercises. I never had to deal with saying goodbye to my dad as he walked off to serve in a foreign country where he would not be able to see me and I could not see him. I have spent the last couple years looking at these families and the bravery they have. Okay, these children who say goodbye at the airport, not knowing if mom or dad will ever come home. The families who are left to raise a family. The parents who never see their child again. And these people are heroes. They're heroes. They are not just heroes and, oh, that's my daddy, he's my hero. They're heroes because they show us so many things about our lives and how we can live our lives to the best that we can. How to be so selfless. So if you know of anyone who's military, can you please just give them a call tonight and tell them thank you? If you know of anyone who has lost anyone, I know we have Gold Star moms out there, Gold Star dads, Gold Star wives. My mom's a Gold Star wife. I'm a Gold Star daughter. Okay, give them the call. Let them know that when we lose one of our people, all the rest of us step up into place and they'll never be alone. So thank you to all of those that are actively in the military, a military that means so different now from when I was growing up. A military that truly is at a point now that you're giving up of so much of yourself every time they have to walk off and leave everyone behind. It changes lives forever. And to my own dad, I love you. I love you. In fact, my family, what they were doing is they're heading off to the cemetery. I might try to go join them right now. But I love you, Dad. I miss you totally. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Please help keep an eye out for these three. Help share the posters out. If I get new updates, I will definitely share with you. And love each and every one of you. And I will see you on Wednesday. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Bye.